So today we have the lovely, talented vocalist, singer, songwriter, LeGree Shine. How you feeling?
I feel great.
You sure?
I'm positive. I feel amazing.
Because with this record that you got, it don't sound like you feel great.
Actually, it's the record was a release, so I got it out. So I'm okay.
Is that your way of kind of like channeling your, I don't know, just like channeling your problems? Do you use music for that?
Absolutely. Um, my channeling, well, music I would say is like the only way for me to actually get it out because ironically, the people that you probably could like express it to, like they're not listening. Like so, yeah, but music listens. So music is where I can say what I need to say, and it receives it as such, and then we have an amazing product that we just get to listen to over and over again.
Okay, so music is your first way to express yourself and get everything out.
Absolutely.
What is your second way? And I know you have
Sleep.
one.
Sleep, actually. Like if I honestly, music is for sure the first way because it's the most cathartic, it's the most healing, it is the most peaceful. And then reality, like if I could just be sleep to not have to think about things, like I want to go to sleep. So yes, absolutely, sleep would be the second for sure.
Do you wake up with like a new, refreshing thought process, or you just wake up and just you don't give a shit no more?
Wait, from my nap?
Yeah, from your sleep.
Fuck, if I sleep long enough, I don't give a fuck.
So let's talk about this record.
Okay.
It's called No Thanks.
It is.
Explain to the people the thought process behind the record.
Well, the thought process was I was irritated. The thought process was I was actively in conversation with someone who was not listening, and they just wanted to keep going. And I don't do drama, I don't do negativity. I'm not with the back and forth, so I'm very, I don't know, pretty even keel when it comes to that. So at this particular moment, they continued with the rah rah, and I was low key sick of it. So after I let them know that I was no longer going to be participating in this situation, I literally rolled over and wrote, "No thanks."
Now, on a scale of 1 to 1,000,
Okay,
how personal is this record to
a million.
you? Why so?
Because it's actual and factual. Like it's literally exactly everything that I needed to get out. I mean, it's real. It's an actual situation that happened, and yeah, it happened.
Care to share any details?
Yeah, I mean, not much to it, I guess you could say. I met a guy. He seemed cool, had a very high level of emotions like pretty early on, and I'm very much supportive of people and their emotions. However, if they affect us but don't really pertain to us, it's a little bit confusing for me. So I'm very communicative. I said my words, and then it's up to you whether or not you want to take the note. And he didn't take the note. And then yeah, I tried, and then yeah, no. He ruined his own birthday. Like, what do you want from me? Like,
Jesus.
he ruined his own birthday. So
In terms of like time wise, like two-part question.
Okay.
How long did it take to create the record
Okay.
and put it out? And how long did it take from you experiencing whatever happened to you actually recording the record?
So I literally wrote the song the same day I was done. Then I was done, 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 done. Yeah, I was done. So I wrote that record. When I say I rolled over, what happened was I took a nap. I took a nap, and then when I woke up, I decided to call back this individual because they were, seeking some type of, I don't know what they wanted, but they decided to rah rah in the midst of that, and don't disturb my peace with any rah rah. So literally as soon as they were done with all of the shenanigans and I was like, no thanks, I hung up the phone, and when I say I literally rolled over and picked up my phone because you had sent me a beat. And that's when it just came through, and I was just like, boy, you tried to lock me down so fast. What are you hiding? Who are you trying to fool? Is it me or you? It just started pouring out because I was just so I wasn't even frustrated at that point. I was just like, let me get this off my chest, and then let's go from here. And then from there, I don't know, it was what, that weekend, I think. Like it really was like within a matter of days that we just like got in the studio, kikied, and then recorded it.
Right.
And then it was out like, oh my God, it came out so fast. Less than like a couple weeks later, like
Right.
that was it.
Well, you know, the first record that you put out was "He's for the Streets."
Because he was.
So two-part question again.
Okay.
Was that the same guy?
No.
And what is the contrast between, you know, "He's for the Streets" and how "No Thanks" is being approached musically?
So definitely not the same guy. I think that He's for the Streets is like a compilation of actual guys. You know, it's not just one specifically, although there is like one or two that probably found themselves very deeply in there. Shout out to you for being an ain't shit nigga. In terms of like the contrast between No Thanks and He's for the Streets, I think He's for the Streets, you know, really speaks to the pain that a person like feels. Is coming from a more emotional place. It's coming from a place of just like identifying like what part I play in certain scenarios that I've been a part of, and what part, you know, they've played, and just like, you know, everyone and owning their shit in this moment, but like it still hurt. So I think He's for the Streets was a little bit more emotional in that way. And No Thanks is very much of just like, I think it's a growth of even LeGree Shine to be able to identify when situations no longer serve me. And so there's no point in me being in those emotions. Like I saw it, right? Because if you listen to He's for the Streets, like you low key, you saw it, but you know, you wanted to believe that it could be better or more. But in No Thanks, it's like, oh no, I see you. I'm good. Like it's a little bit more like it's growth actually. It's maturity, and it's moving on and past things that do not serve you. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Listening to "No Thanks," some people may categorize it as male bashing.
Oh no.
If you were to choose a word that describes "No Thanks" as the record and the style of songwriting, what would you classify it as?
Facts. I would classify it under the category of a true story. It is facts. It is an actual specific situation that happened. And really, when what I'm saying no thanks to is the bullshit. I'm saying no thanks to the rah-rah. I'm saying no thanks to your drama. I'm saying no thanks to these unnecessary emotions. I'm saying no thanks to things that no longer serve me. So that's not male bashing so much more as it is like actual individual empowerment. Like people don't own enough of just like saying like, listen, this doesn't work for me. When I first identified that maybe this probably wouldn't work, you know, I tried. I said my piece and I gave you a chance, and then you proceeded to show me why I should not. And then, yeah, it got to the point of like, of no thanks, where me just saying like, yeah, I'm bowing out. So, you know, holla back.
Have you done a video for it yet?
I have not done a video for it yet. But ironically, like, I mean, he wouldn't participate at this point, but.
Oh, you're planning to ask him to be in a video?
No, but I will say this. I actually, after No Thanks, like came to be, and was put out, he did ask me to meet up, where he actually had this like full level of like accountability and everything. And he really, he had sought out a little bit of, you know, services and whatnot to really help him to understand like, you know, the path that he was on or the things that he was doing. And respectfully, I felt like it was a very progressive conversation. And then he asked me, he was like, hey, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah. He was like, no, thanks. He's like, is that about me? I was like, nigga, like, yes. Like, I literally sang it to him line for line at the table. And he was like, oh yeah. Like, to be so receptive to that and like to have that moment, I will say, of like somebody like that you wrote this about, and they're sitting in front of you, and then you sing it back to them and they're like, yeah, you know, whatever. Like that was for sure, I would say a moment. So I think that if I did do a video, or when I do a video, I would also like to have that component in there of me actually like singing to this guy, to his face, like just talking to him, because that's essentially what this was. It was a conversation with him where he couldn't talk back. The best kind.
So if he decides to say no, to the cameo in the video.
He'll never do it. Oh, let me tell you something. He'll never do it because he tried. He recently tried to like reach out, and like I was being like thoughtful and thinking that like, oh, like no, like don't be in your feelings. Like I cared about you, blah blah blah, and then he proceeded to ruin that. And so then I did a polite read that I'm pretty sure we're never going to come back from, and I am personally okay with that because you literally asked for it. So.
So if there's an actor that could replace, that cameo appearance, who would you choose? If you could pick anybody.
It had to be a light skinned nigga. The only one that could truly give the performance that is due for this situation, scenario, concept, it would have to be a light skinned nigga because.
Any of them in mind?
A light skinned nigga?
Yeah, it could be a star. It could be
a star role.
Let's go with that. Let's go. It could be a star, an acting star, rap star, singing.
I would say it would probably be an energy like a common, yeah. He would have to be like a common type, like somewhere in that realm, So yeah.
Okay. So we talked about this a couple of times. How important is accountability in the music that you present, and just even from people that you meet and yourself? Like, how big is accountability to your whole world of what you're doing?
For me, I think accountability, I've kind of mentioned this before, but it's my favorite word. Like being accountable for your actions and just kind of like knowing who you are and how you present. It's essential to be able to show up not only in this world, but in a relationship, even musically, like kind of like owning who you are in the process and the story, like being vulnerable enough to say like, I fucked up, or like, this is trash to me, or, to have an opinion and not be able to like, I don't know, step back from it. Like I'm very much who I am at this point. I'm accountable for all things LeGree Shine, and like I stand on that. So I've made mistakes. I've done things that I'm not necessarily. It's not that I've done things that I'm not even proud of. Like I've done things and I did them and I made the decision at that time. Would I do them again? Probably not. I'm gonna go ahead and say some things absolutely not. But it's all a part of growth. So and accountability, without it, I mean, there is no growth. So like, where are we going? And I'm only trying to go up. So yeah. But I need the same, in life.
Some people see music in colors, some in numbers. For me, when I produce, I see producing in experiences. For you, what would be your thing? Like, how do you see music when you're writing?
Music, when I'm writing, I see the actual scenario like playing out. It's almost like a movie. Like I think that part of the thing that I really enjoy about music is the storytelling aspect. I think that's what we've gotten away from musically for a very long time, and I think that's part of the reason why I really enjoy like 90s R&B and like even some of the old school jams, because it really for me is it's playing out. The movie is playing out in front of me, and so I have to think about the story that I'm trying to tell someone. What soul am I trying to touch with this message? What am I trying to convey? Like, what emotions am I trying to convey in this process? So that always comes along with an actual story that somebody can like low key follow along to, and it's a story. It's a movie for sure.
Nice. Okay, so wrapping this up, I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to look into the camera and tell the people what's your single and why they should listen to it.
No Thanks. No Thanks is my new single that is bred from an actual ridiculous situation that I was a participant in for a very short period of time, long enough to know that something doesn't serve me, but long enough to also get a song that really exemplifies my heart and my soul and my passion when it comes to music and storytelling. So check out No Thanks. It is out now on all platforms, and learn a little bit about LeGree Shine and what she will and won't tolerate.
Nice. Okay, last but not least, I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you showing love to the show. Super shout outs. We're doing super shout outs. Shout out as many people as you want before we close out.
Oh my gosh, shout out. First and foremost, I'm going to shout out my siblings, which I love you so much. Bambi, Mitchell, Dennis, you guys are my heart. You are the best thing that ever happened to my existence. So I'm so grateful for you for that. Local astronaut squad all day, every day. Badru, Polly Rob, what up? Like, thank you for that. My homegirl Daisy Lynn, love you, girl. You are fabulous. Can't wait for the project that we are working on together. Oh my gosh, open book with Cece. Thank you so much for having me on recently. Shade. Oh my God. Wait for it. Chrissy, my girl, my twin girl coming through. Hopefully you will be here with LeGree Sean at some point. At home with LeGree Sean. Would love you to absolutely be here. Sarada. And yeah, I can't think of anybody else right now. But if I missed you, just know that I'm missing you. But that's all love.